subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe.
Hello everyone, drum tech, drummer, and YouTube educator Kenny Sharretts coming to you with the next video in my Broken Ankle series, video series. The videos I'm making not so much of great quality, not so much of great lighting, because with a broken ankle I can't really get around that much or put much stuff up, but I can have it chock full of good drum tuning information for you. So today we're going to answer a question from a viewer on my YouTube channel by the name of Chris. Last name shall be unmentioned, but Chris has kindly asked me several times, how do you tune a 5-lug drum? So my friend Weston allowed me to come over and use his beautiful Gretsch Catalina maple kit, which I'm actually quite surprised at just how great these drums sound for the price. They're beautiful drums. And his 5-lug 10-inch tom to talk to you about ways that you can easily and more clearly tune a 5-lug drum. Now the challenge with a 5-lug drum is, especially when you're using my stereo tuning, 2-key tuning method, is that the hoop gets balanced down up and down like this, but there's always that one lug that is just out. It's left out. And so I wanted to go over a couple of things from where it stood and where this drum stands, like, hey, where are we doing it from? And then also I'm going to show you a trick that helps you go back to base with this tom and start over again and kind of get your vibes and bearings on a 5-lug drum. So we're going to start with this 8-inch tom, a beautiful 8-inch Catalina maple tom. And I'm going to go ahead and put this right in the middle. I'm going to take my moon gel and put it right in the middle. So my finger is used to tap and tune. And over here we have the bottom head, which I can then mute gently with my hand, so it's really not a problem. So I have control over each side of the drum. Now when I'm tuning up a drum like this, any drum in general, much less a 5-lug drum, I want to see what's going on with the bottom head first. I want to balance it up while there's still some tension on this top head. Now we have what I love, the 3-2, where these three are all in tune with each other, and these two are in tune with each other. These two are high, and so what I'm going to go ahead and do is take this drum and go with the lows and bring them up. We're going up about a half step. And I'm going to go ahead and use 2 keys in this triangular pattern where I'm going to do these two together and then bring this one up, because in the balancing of the hoop, as long as you bring it all down together or all up together, it makes it easier to really get that hoop nice, centered, and balanced. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little something like this, a little something like this. And these two now are a hair bit low, so I'll pull these two together. And now we have a perfectly balanced 5-lug head just from taking a little bit of time to mute that top head, find the lugs that are in relation to each other, tuned well to each other, and then tune the other off lugs, the 2 or 3 lugs that are off, to those pitches. So again, you kind of find the lugs you like the sound and make the other ones go to it. Now I'm going to flip this over because I went up with this bottom head because I want a major third on this drum. Do, re, re, do. And so if I look at this top head now, I can move this from the center or back to the center and realize that this one lug is just a little bit off, just a hair off. So if I do this, pop this on, grab a stick and go, then it should be easy to get a nice muted sound with this. And check this out. Major third, love it on 8-inch toms. All right, now let's take a look at this 10-inch tom and kind of repeat the process, except what I'm going to go ahead and do is take this tom down to bass so you can see how I use 2 keys to balance up a 5-lug drum. Now, a lot of times when you're lost, you don't know where you are, it's really good to just kind of take this top head down to like 0 and then finger tighten it up to a bass level, balance that bottom head, and then go ahead and do the top head afterwards. Because if you've watched my video called The Lug Below, you understand that the tension of the top head affects the bottom head. And sometimes you'll be tuning a lug on the top head, but the reality is it's out of tune on the bottom head, so you're just chasing your tail. So it's good to go ahead and take a look from a bass level, like not much tension on the top of the drum, and that way there's nothing affecting really the bottom head of the drum. So if you notice, I'm taking these evenly in pairs, 1, 2, that's 1, 2, and then I take 2 more in pairs, right like that, these 2, and then this lonely guy. And I come over here and do this. Now this is one of those situations where a lot of times you'll get these 4 set, and there's so much cross tension this way that you need to push down, just that weave push I've talked about in some videos where you just turn it up, boom, you're set. Now let's see where we are. And that was actually a little too much. I'm going to use a key just to be able to go down and up a touch, but we have a pretty balanced top head. Let's listen to the bottom head. Now we have the opposite situation where I have 3 lugs that are a little bit higher in this triangle, and these 2 are a little bit lower. So I'm going to take these 2 with 2 keys and move them together just a little bit. Now if you want to see how much that was, it was about that much. I'm going to go back down and back up, but it was about that much. Let's check it. Little nudge over here. This balances up. And we've got a balanced bottom head. So now that we have a good tone ratio on the bottom head, it's all balanced and sounds good. We're gonna go ahead and double check this finger tights on this. And then since it's an already stretched head, we're tuning it where it stands. You don't gotta stretch it up, which is why I made the video on this old drum head, but it's worth it to give it love because these are stock heads. This is about to sound great with stock heads on this Gretsch Catalina maple kit. Now, if you notice this, I went 2, and I went 1. That would be, that would be 2, 2, 1. Yeah, I can't help it. But by using 2 keys, you get 1 to go down, 1 set to go down, another set to go down. This 5th lug, you can kind of feel it settle into place, and you can check it out. So let's see where we are with just a few turns. So we can get a little bit here and a little bit here to balance it up. And then I'm just going to take it up a little bit more again, do the same thing I did before. You can feel the looseness underneath your hands by using 2 keys. Again, you can see if one's a little bit looser than the other, so you can balance it back up because of these lower tensions, once it's stretched, you really got to be sensitive. A little can go a long way. Let's check it again. So we got So I'm going to take these up just a little, and then I'm going to take the whole drum up just a wee bit more because I hear a little warble. I don't want it too high, but I want it high enough to have no warble, no wrinkles. Now we're back to the 2 sides. Take these down a touch because now that it's moved up, we can kind of balance the soup a little bit better. Now I'm going to check this bottom head. And find that these 2 with a little bit of love were a little bit lower than the others. So let's see how that affects the top head, where I was noticing some anomalies. So these 2 want to battle each other because it's not quite a true balance ratio, but I can feel with this right hand now, this one's a little bit looser. That's why it's slow. I want a major 3rd on this, so I'm going to take this head up just a little bit more, and let's see where she stands. Oh, I can feel that one's just a little bit loose. And you can hear it sing. And you don't want to go too far. By using 2 keys, a little bit of flicks and taps, letting that sing out and using those high harmonics. It was easy to reset this drum. I bet you it was close. And now I can tune it as one pitchable instrument. Do, re, mi, and then you just find where it belongs. You listen to the drum. That bottom head's a little too tight, take her down just a touch. You can take her down in groups just like this. Then take this top head, which is still stretching a little bit, go up a little bit. Again, 2 key movements, 1 key up. Chris, I'm telling you. Do, re, mi, re, do. There we go. No pitch pipes, ears, hands. And I was able to put it right where it belonged, right back where it belonged. Just listen to that bottom head, balancing it up, undoing the top head and setting it back up, and then tuning it with just a little bit of love. Sometimes it takes a little bit of finagling, but you noticed it didn't take me that long to get balanced tones. All right, y'all, so now I wanted to go ahead and I have these top 3 toms tuned with the method you just saw. Just a little bit of love, a little bit of poking it up, using those 2 keys to tune it up. I'm gonna go ahead and pull my crutches out of the way and use my cell phone, since my lapel mic will make too much noise, to let you hear it. I can't do any fancy hi-hat patterns. I basically got the club. In fact, here. There. Close enough. Drums are tuned up very quickly. Everything's sounding good. 5 love Kevin. 1, 2, 3, 5 loves. Stick around for more videos on my YouTube channel, YouTube Kenny Shares, drum tuning, drum tech, product reviews. Check it out.